reporting live for the first round of the Big 12 Championships. Luckily, my coach, Angie Larkin, has offered to interview with me. My first question for her is, how important is it for success on your team of the process of recruiting new players?
The recruiting process is huge. It's vital in the present as well as the future of our program.
Now, how important is it for you, Coach Angie, that the new players fit the team or organizational culture?
Our culture is a huge factor in everything that we do with TCU Women's Golf. So that is one of the things that Coach Randolph and I, my assistant, talk about. I know we'll come back from tournaments and it may be a really good player and he'll say she's not going to fit our culture.
Last question, Coach Larkin. So your team size is similar to the inventory level for a company. Do you ever adjust your team size to account for transfers or injuries?
You know, I think if we're doing our job correctly and carrying anywhere between that 6, 7, 8 players, which is what we like to carry, that number, it fits what we do at TCU. So to carry beyond that, I think it, to account for a transfer and injury, we're just not doing our job.
Thanks, Coach Larkin.
You're welcome.
That's a wrap.
Go Frogs.
Hey Dalton. I'm Maddie and we're here in the TCU basketball office about to interview Coach Ryan Miller on how the supply chain fits in with the basketball program here at TCU. So you're about to see some of our questions that we're going to ask him and you're going to get to hear what he has to say.
One more time.
How do NCAA regulations, such as the one that makes teams recruit from within their program, affect the quality of your actual recruitment process?
You know what? Some of the rules make it easier. Some of the rules make it harder. I'll give you an example this weekend. Again, they have 2 eval periods in April. One eval starts tomorrow and goes to the weekend, and the next one next weekend. 3-day evals where you get to see a lot of kids in a short amount of time through the shoe company circuit. Like I said, Adidas has a tournament right in the backyard here in Game On in Fort Worth. Big tournament, multiple prospects, multiple club teams come here. Hampton, Virginia, where the EYBL Nike is. Again, the same type of thing. All the Nike circuit athletes go there, and then Under Armour actually has theirs in New York this weekend, where all the Under Armour athletes go there. And then there's some other non-affiliated tournaments going on. So sometimes it makes it easier. Like in this instance, it kind of makes it easier because there's a lot of prospects in one location. And sometimes it makes it harder because they dictate the time, a lot of time when you can go see them. So you might not be able to touch all the people that you want to touch.
Mm-hmm. And then you previously touched on it with like your relationships with the media and different like high school coaches. So handling, I guess you call them supplier relationships of players for your program. Do you want most of those relationships to be like long-term, or are they kind of just in the moment type of thing?
Oh, they're long-term relationships. All the relationships we have to be based on trust. Have to be able to, the people that the kids surround, their prospects surround themselves, have to trust us that we have the best interest in mind for each student athlete, that we're going to put them or work them to the highest of their potential, not only on the basketball court, but off the basketball court. They have to have that trust factor. So those are long-term relationships. I'll give you an example again. Indiana Lee's a perfect example. I've recruited that program for 10 years, 11 years. I know the guy that runs it, Mark Adams, had 2 or 3 kids play for me. So there's a trust relationship there, where a guy like Desmond Bain comes out of nowhere last year a little bit, and he says, yeah, TCU's a good fit because the coaching staff, I know the coaching staff. So these are long-term relationships.
And then, so in the supply chain, you have, when you're making products, you have raw materials, work in progress, and then you have your finished goods. Do you really see any similarities to that with making a basketball team and providing like a winning culture, like you said?
Yeah. I mean, as you go through the process, you first of all you want to see see if they have talent, right? And talent's not necessarily how big they are. It comes down to a lot of character, how much heart they have, how much sacrifice, and how much they'll give to the game. And that's what you look for first, and then academically you got to make sure they're going to be a good student. So all that stuff goes together as you put together a team from the moment that you contact the individual or people around them to watch them play and the evaluation of watching them play to finally get to the end of the day when you sign a kid. All that it gets put together to make sure he fits our team, because that's the most important thing. You got to fit the team.